Welcome to this video. This shows pretty much my first experience with the new game, Homefront. I want to say a few things about the game itself and as a new player how it seems to evolve. As you can see, I've taken one of the ground drones. First thing you notice is it can be played in third person, and also the drone has a tendency to tend to right itself to centre. If you watch the wheels, the caterpillar tracks, they will start moving back into the centre, which makes controlling it a little bit difficult. Press your right mouse button to be able to zoom in. Not a lot you can see here. Just in the far distance you can see one player who's ducked down. One of the things about this game is that it's very long range and sniper oriented. You see the white castle just above. The drone will start taking some damage from that direction in a second. 2 shots I believe from a sniper and the drone's down. As it's one of my first games, the quality of gameplay isn't that good, I have to be honest with you. The controls seem to be a little twitchy and they're nowhere near as smooth as Bad Company 2, with the Battlefield genre is where I come from. From watching a lot of the videos though, it's obvious that you've got to be careful whilst out in the open. Don't you see one guy coming around there? So you tend to move very much from cover to cover. I do think that there will be a sniper nerf in one of the first patches. It's something a lot of people have complained about, and unless you're a sniper I can definitely understand why. At this point I moved out to this building to look as a way of flanking around, see if I can get behind some of the players. You'll see I spend a lot of time zoomed in. One of the unusual aspects of this game is that if you're zoomed in or if you see an enemy, they will automatically, or the game will automatically put their name directly above it, allowing you a better chance of hitting them. It's I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing yet, I've not played the game for long enough, but it's certainly something very useful if you're just scanning around. And one of the interesting things I noticed is that I stay in this position for a little while. You start to see behind me more players spawning in. One of the reasons why I start to move forward is that they're acting as support. At that point I was just getting shot by a friendly. The other thing as well is that the spawn points do seem to move around as you move around and as your team moves around and the game flows. Which again, we'll see if that's a good thing or a bad thing in time. The spawn system has come in for some criticism. I'm not sure if all of it's warranted, to be completely frank.
Changing mags.
And there you get an idea of what a sniper can do. That was a single shot into me, and I think a single shot into the guy to the front and right of me, and it took us both out. Now, a one-hit kill on a headshot with a sniper I've got no issue with. If you can do that on someone who's running around, more power to you, but a single shot kill to a body, well, as I say, I suspect the snipers are going to be nerfed. Again, at this point I'm trying to see if there's any enemies in front.
KPA armor, watch yourself. Target down.
Throwing a grenade just in case that guy who's been killed on a ladder has some mates behind him. I can hear a grenade being thrown close by, but there you go, but there was no icon, so that means it probably was a friendly. You can see I'm still being very, very cautious in my movement, not being out in the open too much. I'm going to duck down here. And again, the reason for that is just sheer the snipers. They are, anytime you pop your head up, they're going to take it off, so you've got to be very, very careful with movement. That's a grenade icon. There was one on the other side. That's probably the guy who shot me earlier, trying to flush me out.
Fire in the hole! Ah! Cover me, reloading.
That sound you hear is an LAV. It's being driven by a guy called Sadik, and he's going to bring it around the corner in a minute, so you get a good look at that. I'm just checking behind us to see if there was any enemies, and one comes up behind me. The damage model on this is very, very high. You would die within a relatively few shots, which is no problem at all. It's perfectly fine as far as the game mechanics are concerned. But it does take some getting used to, especially with coming at this from a softcore battlefield stance. Just checking to make sure that guy didn't have any friends. There's the LAV I mentioned. At this point I don't think he'd actually noticed me, otherwise he would have been shooting in my direction.
Heads up, KPA armor spotted in your vicinity.
At this point I'm just looking around to see if there was any enemies moving behind the armor. There were, unfortunately. I missed them, and as you can see I died as a result of it. Although you don't hear any VoIP, and as you can see there's been no text whatsoever in terms of team chat, the players on this server did seem to move together fairly well. They did seem to clump together. Unfortunately Chris then came up behind us all and killed us, and didn't quite work out as we'd expected.
Enemy airstrike incoming.
Heads up, KPA armor spotted!
Again, you can see in front a number of friendly players, which is why I'm clumping up with them. There's nothing at the back of us where they can swing around apart from one point, which seems to be covered, so it's a fairly safe position to start moving forward from. You can see a lot of checking going on to make sure there's nobody there or any snipers watching before crossing the road.
I need some cover fire! Enemy LAV spotted!
That, I think, is Sadik's coming back again with his LAV. Ah, no, it's another guy. I threw a couple of regular grenades and then EMP grenades to try and hit it. As far as I can tell, I missed.
I need some cover fire!
Now, what I didn't notice when playing was that just behind me there is actually another player, and he's there. If I'd have noticed earlier, I would have been able to take him out. I figured I'd try the Wolverine again just to see how that plays out.
Enemy LAV spotted!
It is far easier with this drone to use third person and not first person, although it's a lot less immersive, to be honest with you. And as you can see, because it had a tendency to center its own tracks, it does make it a little bit more difficult to handle. As far as I'm aware, there's no way of changing that within the game's controls. And as you can see, this drone did not last very long. And we lost. But it was a fun game, and I've carried on playing, and in a day or two I'll post up some hopefully better gameplay. Thank you very much for watching and for listening.